let's be real. AI is freaking everywhere. One minute we're taking a look at these weird responses from ChatGPT, and the other we're taking a look at these stunning outputs from these text-to-video and text-to-image generators. But here's what nobody's talking about. While we're busy playing with these fancy chatbots, a handful of superpowers, tech giants, governments, militaries are quietly pushing AI into places we never asked it to go. We're talking mass surveillance, war machines making their own kill decisions, deepfake videos that pretty much mess with your head, and that fun AI playground that we're seeing right now, it might just be the friendly tutorial level before the real game begins. And trust me, that level isn't so cute. Let's go beyond the hype and let's see what's lurking in the shadows. So here's the deal. AI didn't just pop out of nowhere like in 2022 when ChatGPT dropped. You see, back in the 50s, a handful of scientists and dreamers started playing around with the concept of AI, or artificial intelligence, trying to get computers pretty much to solve simple problems, recognize shapes, and follow logical rules. Yet, it was super limited, but the spark was lit. And after that, decades crawled by. By the 90s, AI beat a chess champion, Garry Kasparov, and that was impressive, but still niched down. And in the early 2000s, we got chatbots. I mean, they barely understood anything. Then fast forward to the 2010s, and that's when things really took off. The internet started generating a ridiculous amount of data. We're talking trillions, photo, text, videos, and computers got way more powerful. And this combo was perfect for a method called deep learning. So instead of telling the computer, here's a bunch of rules, we said, here's a million examples, go figure it out. And with enough data and powerful chips, thanks to NVIDIA, deep learning models started to recognize faces, translate languages, and even beat humans at complex games. That was a huge leap. It was like going from a child's painting to now a very professional painting in all just a few years. But there was still a problem. Making sense of these long sentences and paragraphs was still very hard for AI. And as a result of that, we got introduced to the idea of transformers around the years of 2017. So this was a new AI architecture that changed how computers handle language. Before, AI read text one word after another, like a train on a track, one by one. But with the introduction of transformers, it let AI look at all the words at once and figure out how they relate. Kind of like seeing the whole puzzle picture all together instead of placing pieces one by one. And this was the foundation that powered all the GPT models, and that foundation made AI to feel more human. And of course, by 2022, we got ChatGPT, and the whole world went like, whoa, AI can write essays, can write code. And since then, we have seen even more advanced models that don't just handle text, but also images, audio, and video. And these models can create art from your voice prompts, generate realistic videos, and might soon become agentic, as what Google Gemini previewed just a couple of days ago. Meaning they can take actions without you doing the work. You just write the prompt, and the whole computer takes care of itself. I mean, it's been a wild ride, and it's just gonna get wilder from here. So before we dive into the stark world of AI, let's think about its upsides for a second. So think of AI as that friend who's insanely good at everything. For instance, in one case, in healthcare, it can look at medical scans like X-rays or MRIs and spot early signs of cancer way before a human doctor can do so. That means earlier treatments and of course saved lives. And for everyday creators and entrepreneurs like me, AI can handle the boring tasks, drafting emails, writing bits of code, even brainstorming marketing ideas. So a single person can do the work that used to need a whole team. That's like giving someone pretty much superpowers. But of course, every superpower comes with a catch. The same AI that helps you write code can replace entire coding teams. The same AI that can help scientists predict weather can also predict and manipulate human behavior. The world's biggest powers see AI as a tool to shape narratives, secure power, and maybe even dominate on the battlefield. The sweetness of convenience might not be that sweet. And let me show you why. So to start with, imagine it's election day 2028. Your feed explodes with a video of candidates making wild career-ending statements. Because of that, outrage was gonna spread like wildfire. Then hours later, experts say it's a deepfake. But again, it's too late. Some voters already made up their minds. And as AI image and voice generation gets better, we can't trust what we see we're here. And in a world drowning with
perfect fakes,
who's telling the truth? Without a common baseline of reality, society fractures. And this is not a distant threat. It's pretty much knocking in our doors. Now, we talked about deepfakes. Let's talk about surveillance. Think about it for a second. And you know that well, that your cities are filled with cameras. And if you add AI that identifies faces, patterns of movement, even emotions, yeah, emotions, they can detect that. Like if you just talk with ChatGPT and have a long conversation, it can detect how you're feeling, which is insane. Right now, GeoLlama Tech can now simulate how people move in urban areas. That is great for planning transportation, but also perfect for authorities who want to predict and control crowds. Now, our European fellows, the EU, aims to ban extreme social scoring. What if other nations decide, hey, let's track everyone just to be safe? And this isn't paranoia. As of now, a fifth of all big US companies have replaced some of their roles with AI, whether it's software-wise or hardware-wise. Then imagine governments going all in, scanning everyone's digital footprint, labeling high-risk individuals based on who they know or what they buy. That's not security. That's a digital cage. Now, we should go to the most terrifying one, and that is autonomous weapons and military. I would say the military angle is the most terrifying one. AI-driven drones or turrets that pick targets on themselves, it's on the horizon. Or I think I've seen some examples on social media right now with the ongoing wars. Now, some militaries already let AI suggest targets. And the next step, of course, let AI pull the trigger. The US, China, Russia, all these superpowers are racing for that AI superpower. And just like nuclear treaties took years to form, we might need AI war treaties. Without them, a coding error might mean bombs dropped on civilians. Now, who's responsible then? The coder or the code itself? Or the general that trusted the machine? Now, of course, leaders are worried about AI with nukes. They're saying AI should never press the red button. But what about those conventional weapons? The accountability black hole could push wars from tragic human destructions to pretty much automated slaughter. Because again, AI has no emotions. Let's distance ourselves from politics and let's talk about jobs. To start, I just want to go from an article from Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs says AI might replace 300 million jobs worldwide, about 9% of all work, very soon. McKinsey warns of 14% of the global workforce, that's 375 million people, by the year of 2030. And that's pretty much like 5 years from now. And not just a while ago, in May 2023, 3,900 US job losses were directly blamed by AI. And as of today, like data entry jobs are pretty toast. Even software engineers aren't safe that much. Like Meta, aka Facebook, laid off thousands, citing like efficiency and automation. And as AI gets better, many jobs, and I'm talking about many, will get vanish. Okay, sure, like some jobs and roles will come up like AI prompt engineers or other stuff like that, but will that balance the scale that we're talking about? The question is, where do all these people go when the machines handle both the brain and brawn tasks? Okay, so as humans, it's very tempting to feel powerless in front of these models, but don't. We build these systems, and let's not wait for disaster. Let's like shape this technology right now. And of course, if we do nothing, more powerful players, big tech, governments, militaries will shape AI's destiny in their favor. And this isn't a set in stone. We can speak out, demand sensible rules, and call pretty much for balanced innovation. So if this video opened your eyes, share it, leave a comment, and even hit the subscribe button. Would be appreciated. And with all that, stay informed, stay involved, and let's think and fight for a better tomorrow. Cheers.